I believe that Amy Bramuchi has suffered the most widespread and severe violations of civil rights of anyone in America who has lived to tell about it. I'm Garland Favorito, founder of Voter GA. We're members of the Freedom and Liberty Coalition. Amy Bramuchi presented her story to us one night, and we thought it was unbelievable. I carefully checked out the facts and found that everything she told us was true. At that point in time, we knew we had to help her. I've documented over 275 violations of the clear plain text of U.S. constitutional provisions, Georgia constitutional provisions, Georgia law, Alpharetta City police procedures, and the oaths of office taken by the police officers who shot her and the Fulton County District Attorney's Office who is attempting to prosecute her. It all started on September 25, 2013, when Alpharetta, Georgia police officers broke into her home and shot her 3 times. They had received a call on their regular line from one of Amy's friends who was concerned that she may have committed suicide. They eventually dispatched 14 officers and 5 support personnel, just supposedly to check on her well-being. Lieutenant Trent Lindgren was the officer in charge at the scene, and he decided to break into the home of Amy without a warrant. He refused to leave after finding out that she was okay, still refused his officers to withdraw after she had called 911 to try to get them out of her house, and then continued to refuse to leave after she ordered them out of the house dozens of times. Finally, officers Glass and Stone allegedly shot her 3 times as the situation escalated into a conflict. But the story gets worse. Although Amy harmed no one when she was attacked, 18 months later, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office charged her with felonies in this event, and that served to protect the Alpharetta police from potential civil damages in her case. Lindgren, Glass, Stone, and Captain Wessel, who approved the break-in, are all still on the Alpharetta police force. But that was not enough. After Amy turned herself in and was released on a standard bond, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and the Alpharetta police attempted to revoke her bond. Although that attempt failed, at the hearing the judge gagged her from publishing any information about her case on social media, even though she had not done anything wrong previously. But it doesn't end there. Alpharetta Police and Fulton County District Attorney's Office eventually jailed Amy without bond on a very questionable charge of her allegedly waving a gun at someone in her home, although no gun was ever found after exhaustive police searches. Nevertheless, she has remained in jail without bond for 6 months, without even a probable cause hearing. If she had had such a hearing, she could have shown that she should have never been charged with any offense under Georgia Use of Force Law and Defensive Habitation Act. These acts show that the officers should have been charged and not Amy Bramuchi. At the highest level of just U.S. constitutional protections alone, Amy has suffered violations of the 4th Amendment protection against unreasonable search and seizure, her First Amendment protection of free speech, her 6th Amendment guarantee of a speedy trial, her 8th Amendment protection against excessive bail, and her 14th Amendment protections of due process that should have warranted that she could have had a probable cause hearing. Amy miraculously survived 3 .45 caliber hollow point bullets that tore through her body and inflicted permanently debilitating injuries. Even when she gets out of jail, these injuries have forced her to give up her massage therapy practice and her yoga and fitness businesses, so she has no way to earn income in the future. Although she survived, her life has been totally destroyed. She lost her ability to earn income, she's lost her townhome, and her car has been impounded, so she cannot even use the equity in that for her legal defense. People have asked, why did the Alpharetta police do this to Amy to begin with? Amy Bramuchi, just months earlier, had forced the resignation of a lieutenant because of a complaint that she had filed against him. The officer in charge of this attack served in the exact same canine unit as the officer who was forced to resign. In addition, the captain who approved the break-in was a close friend of that lieutenant by his own admission. Amy has never been convicted of any crime in Georgia or never even been accused of physically harming anyone. Nevertheless, she remains in jail without bond at the time of this video, and she needs your help to survive and raise funds for her legal defense. Please go to justiceforamy.com, read this whole story, get the facts, and make a donation. It is an amazing story that impacts every one of us. Because if this could happen to Amy, it could happen to you and me. We cannot let this stand.